We set out to try and win the Fast40 class with the Khaki 40 Mark III. It's exactly what happened.
I think we've come up with a really strong boat. The boat's never weak. We are fast.
We've never really felt short of pace all this year, and that's a beautiful place to be in a fleet like this.
The first big regatta of the season, 11 boats out. Our worst result that we counted was a third. I think that shows how good the boat is.
Morty, have you got some champagne on ice?
I don't drink champagne, to be honest, Matt. It gives me a headache. So I think we might just have a couple of beers. I'll leave the champagne to my wife.
We had a good weekend actually. The boys sailed really well.
We have an awesome core team.
Luckily we've got some experience embedded down the back of the boat.
I don't think any course or any wind conditions frighten us really. If we can stay clean and sail around the course, then we'll give anybody a really good run for their money.
The boats are just on fire out there. They're great to sail.
We're comfortable with our boat. Would I change my boat for one of those? The answer is absolutely not.
Luckily we didn't break anything, so there's a bit of cleaning up, a bit of sail sorting, and then we're really looking forward to the Round the Island race.
Next year, aim to get round the island?
Yeah, try and get around the island next year without hitting the bottom again.
Yeah, that was a bit of a pity. The incident with the wreck, yeah, that was tricky.
It was a bit of a sequence of events. We hadn't played the whole day well.
We got in behind the rest of the fleet over by the island shore, and lots of tacks up along there towards the Needles, and I think we were lying behind Invictus, and the call was to shoot the gap between the wreck, I guess, and the Needles. And I've never been in there before myself, but we're quite lucky because we had Morty on board, who's been through there several times and hit it, so he knew exactly where it was, and then Wouter, a navigator, so what could possibly go wrong?
We started on the wrong jib, we started on the wrong side, and then we hit the wreck. So they say things happen in threes.
It's a beautiful day in the Western Salient. Doesn't really get much better than that. It's stunning out there. We probably did 18 tacks up the North Shore, just trying not to go aground. Pull a couple of ley lines and then ripping in against the tide downwind. Oh, it's great fun to sail. Fantastic boat for Cowswick.
Cowswick was good fun. Some good long racing, especially some of the early races when there's a bit more breeze. Well, obviously, I think the highlight would be having Matt on the pedestal. He's very good. It was at the moment when we're going downwind, halfway down the first run, he goes, "So, we're winding these handles, but what's actually happening when we wind these handles?" And it took a bit of explaining, but he got there in the end. I think we even won the race.
It was great. Really happy. I've come second twice before. Yeah, I've done the 1 Ton Cup 4 times now.
This was a big one for Morty, so it's kind of like I was a little worried that we've had a good season and this might not be one for us, but it's worked out pretty well.
It's a privilege to have competed for such a great trophy, and obviously the rest of the crew are a bit older than me. They've got a bit of history with it in places, so we had a bit of pressure on to do it for them.
Winning the 1 Ton Cup was pretty cool. Luckily, it's my first attempt at it, so I'm 1 out of 1.
A great bunch of guys, and it's a pleasure to win, but it's a pleasure even more to do it with guys that you really enjoy sailing with.
Everyone that's involved in this thing has just pulled really well together.
I'd much rather have a champion team than a team of champions, and I think that's what we've got.
And this whole project resonates Peter's love for sailing. Leadership starts at the top, and Peter has this amazing ability to attract good people, not only because he has the best boats, but also because he has a leadership which ensures that you leave your ego at the door and you come on board and you participate as a team, whether you're a professional or an amateur, to the highest level of your ability for the net gain of the team. And it just gets better and better with every regatta that we do.
Louise has done a fantastic job, making sure everyone's fed and watered when they're in cows.
She puts on a fantastic show of amazing food, great hospitality.
You know, Louise sails her own boat with her girls, and it's been quite nice socially to mix at the end of the regatta. She does a great job on the social side.
I've got a very short celebration for you, but I'm sure we'll go and have a couple of cold ones and look back on what's been a great season and a great project.
We're sort of done with this boat now. The second woman in my life, you know, that lives in cows. That is the boat.
Hair and makeup. Could we have a hair and makeup?